I've got 2 children who are now grown with their own families, and we're so proud of all that they've become. But it's taken them a long time to get there. Like most of us, they went to school and learned a bunch of stuff, but the learning didn't stop after they left. They've continued to learn about what it means to be part of the communities that they live in, who they are as a husband or wife, and for one of our children, how to be a mother to 3 wonderful children of her own. Some of the lessons have been learned the hard way through disappointment and heartache and even loss. They've discovered new gifts and talents that we never expected or saw in them. And I know that their learning journey hasn't finished yet. We wouldn't expect anything less, would we? We'd be deeply concerned if our children stopped growing and maturing as soon as they left school or university. So I wonder why it sometimes seems then that when we or those around us have discovered Jesus and become a Christian, whether that was as a child through Sunday school or later in life through an inquirer's course or simply through a Christian friend, we somehow feel that that's the job done. End of story, nothing more required. When Jesus asked us to grow the church, he asked us not to make converts or attenders, but to make disciples. The word disciple comes from the Latin. The word disco here hasn't got anything to do with dancing. It means I learn. Jesus wants us to be lifelong learners of him. That's the second mark of mission, to baptize, teach, and nurture new believers. Paul, who planted loads of churches, wanted the people who came to faith through those churches to continue to grow and to develop so that they could live their lives the Jesus way, to be Jesus-shaped. We need to be paying attention to growing as Christians, and we need to be helping one another to learn and grow in our love for Jesus and our faith in him, whether we're new Christians or whether we've been at this for many, many years. We live in a complicated world. Often the choices that we make will be ones that sit uncomfortably in that world and will make us stand out. It can be costly and difficult to know what to do and to have the courage to do it. And so we need help to do that well. In chapter 4 of Paul's letter to the Ephesians, beginning at verse 11, he writes about our using our gifts to ensure that we all reach a point where, as the Message translation puts it, we're all moving rhythmically and easily with one another, efficient and graceful in response to God's Son, fully mature adults, fully developed within and without, fully alive like Christ. So what we're doing to help that happen in our own lives and the life of our friends matters. We need to find ways to explore the Bible together and what it says for our lives, talking about our responses to real issues that we face day by day, learning how we can make a difference in the world and respond in the way that Jesus would like us to. It means finding ways to discover more about God's love for us, for our neighbours, and for the world, and how we can show God's love through our lives and our relationships. Our Christian journey doesn't end when we become a Christian. Jesus doesn't want us to just be attenders. He wants us to be disciples. He wants you and I and those around us to be fully human, fully the people he created us to be. He wants us to be lifelong learners of him.